How do you locate stay-at-home jobs? One of the things that we're seeing in our world today is people are desiring to work from home. They're tired of the commute. I was in Houston here a couple weeks ago, and I got stuck in 5 o'clock traffic, and I was so thankful that I work from home for a living, that I don't have to mess with that anymore. I've done that in years past. It's no fun, and it's so nice that my morning commute is from my bedroom to my coffee pot and down to my office. Now, right now, we're renovating my office, so I'm recording this video from my living room. But let's talk about locating stay-at-home jobs, and more importantly, I want to talk about freedom. So to locate stay-at-home jobs, the process is pretty simple. You can go through your advertising places like Craigslist, Backpage, Monster.com, CareerBuilder.com. Particularly look for jobs that are for telecommuting, virtual office, or are from anywhere. Now, the reality is a lot of those jobs are phone jobs and they are sales jobs. And so, what a lot of people find is even though they are working from home in those types of jobs, they really don't have the freedom. They're tied to their phone all the time. They really can't leave. They've got set hours just like they did at the office. They've got to, be on the phone at 8 o'clock and they got to stay there until 5 o'clock. Depending on the kind of work you have, you may find your phone's ringing at all hours of the night. That was something my wife did. She managed a janitorial company remotely. And so, yes, it allowed her to stay from home and she could pick up the kids from school, but she was always chained to the phone. And her phone would start ringing at 6 in the morning. And sometimes it was ringing at 12 in the morning, 1 in the morning, because people were calling in, customers had complaints, those types of things. There really wasn't freedom with it. Now, yes, it was a steady paycheck, but the freedom simply wasn't there. So in her case, she decided to join me in doing an at-home business. And so that's what we do for a living. So the thing that I want to encourage you is take a look at creating your own from home business. Now, the beginning point for that is simply looking at what is it that you've already been doing? What are your experiences, your skill sets, your passions? What are the things that you're good at? How could you turn those into a money-making opportunity? Once you've decided that, what most people end up doing, of course, is looking for how can they use the internet to then go ahead and build that business out so that it produces a great ongoing income stream. And so that's what I want to walk you through over the next few minutes is how to take your business online, how to work from home, how to have time freedom, but how to do all of that using the internet. Okay, so you're looking at migrating your business online. You're looking at bringing your business presence online because you want to deal in large numbers. Okay, that's what brings us online. We realize that there is a marketplace of literally billions of people around the world. And if we can somehow tap into that, then we can certainly create a much more lucrative enterprise for ourselves. So the problem that most entrepreneurs run into is they get the field of dreams mentality. And I don't know if you remember the movie Field of Dreams starring Kevin Costner, but the key phrase off of that, he kept hearing, if you build it, they will come. And unfortunately, many entrepreneurs are still living by that mantra. If you build it, they will come. Well, the truth is, that's not really how it works online. So a couple things that we need to get straight here. If you're going to come online, there are some things that have to take place. Number one, the marketplace is full of competition. And they are vying for the focus and the eyeballs of your prospects just as much as you are. And so what we have to do is we have to find a way to distinguish you from your competitor. We need to give you an advantage. And that's really the key. If you're going to come online, is we need to develop that advantage for you. How do you go about creating a competitive advantage for yourself? Well, there's a couple of things that come into play here. First and foremost is you developed a brand for yourself. And in that brand, what we want is we want you to have an identity. We want your prospect, when they think of your product or your service, we want them to think of no one other than you. At the end of the day, that's what we're hoping to accomplish. So how do we create a brand identity for you? Well, a couple of things have to happen. Number one, you've got to stake a claim to some online real estate. What's the address people are going to come to? How in the world are they going to find you when you're online? And so that's the first piece of this brand identity. You need to stake your claim. You need to be visible. You need to be somewhere where people can find you. And in that location, you need to create massive amounts of value for your prospect. Well, what is value? Well, value is really information. And ideally, what we want to give your prospect is the how-to type information. You see, if we were going to sell drills, for example, there's a couple of ways we could sell drills. We could tell people about our drill, that it's the fastest, it's reversible, it handles this size drill bits, etc., etc., etc. But really what we ought to do is we ought to look at what is that prospect trying to do? They want to drill holes. And so we want to give them some how-to information. So we might discuss about how to do that faster, how to do more of it, how to make bigger holes, how to make smaller holes. All of these things are questions that your prospect is asking. And so what we want to do in that piece of virtual real estate is we want to answer your prospect's questions. And when we do a good job of answering your prospect's questions, guess what? They're going to spend money with you because you have now become an expert, a trusted resource. Okay? At the end of the day, that's what we're trying to do with you. That's why this piece of virtual real estate is so important. That's why developing a brand is so important. That's why adding value is so important. But the second part of making things work online is we need to create some systems. Let me clear that out again. Not spelling too well today. Here we go. Systems. And why do you need systems? Well, first and foremost, when we come to the internet, we are dealing with large numbers. So a couple things that our systems are going to help us do. They're going to help us filter because we want to separate the window shoppers from the registered shoppers, okay? Not only do we want to filter, but then we want to capture prospects. So we don't want to just have them coming to a website and leaving. We want to get their information. And out of those prospects, well, of course, we want to follow up. We want to cross-sell. And we want to upsell. And then we want repeat business. Well, all of these things we do with systems. And we make systems work to our advantage. Now, here's the challenge. You could go out and spend hours and hours and hours, days upon days, trying to figure out how to put together a system. Well, to me, that is just sheer foolishness. The real key is to use a proven system. And ideally, you want something that's generic and can work with your business. Well, here's the thing that I want to introduce to you. There's a link below this video, and I'm going to ask you to click on that link. And when you click on the link below this video, what you're going to learn about is a proven system that is going to help you brand yourself, give you that virtual real estate you need, and provide the system to grow your business. So go ahead and click on the link below this video. Watch the information that's presented there and see how you can apply this to your own business to make it grow. I look forward to talking with you soon.